This class is brought to you by the LA Care and Blue Shield Promise Community Resource Centers. The centers are a place to help you be active, healthy, and informed. We hope you enjoy this virtual class.
Hi, my name is Sonia Guzman. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's cooking class, where we are going to be talking about fats and we are going to be preparing 2 delicious recipes. Now, when most people hear the word fat, they automatically think of something negative. But in reality, there are fats that are bad for our health, but there are also fats that are good for us. So we need to make sure when we are talking about fats that we identify or distinguish amongst the different kinds of fats that foods can contain. So we have, for example, unsaturated fats, saturated fats, and trans fats. So those are the 3 kinds of fats that we can find in food. Now, unsaturated fats are the ones that we want to get into our diet, and the ones that we want to stay away from are the saturated fats and the trans fats. So why do we want to include unsaturated fats in our diet? We want to include these fats in our diet because these are the kinds of fats that are going to help us reduce our cholesterol levels. They're going to help us reduce our risk of heart disease and stroke, and they're actually going to help provide essential fats that the body actually needs but cannot produce. Now, the other kinds of fats, for example, saturated fats, these are the fats that can be considered bad. And the reason that they can be considered bad is because they actually raise bad cholesterol levels. They can also lower our good cholesterol levels, and they actually increase the risk of heart disease and stroke. Trans fats are similar to saturated fats in that they actually raise our bad cholesterol levels. Trans fats also reduce our good cholesterol levels, and trans fats not only increase the risk of heart disease and stroke, but they also increase the risk of type 2 diabetes. Now, if you were to look at different foods, would you know which foods have unsaturated fats, saturated fats, or trans fats? So how well do you know your foods? I am going to show you a list of foods that I have here, and I want you to identify whether these foods have saturated fats, unsaturated fats, or trans fats. So let me show you what I have here. Partially hydrogenated oils, sour cream, some baked goods, fried foods, butter, red meat, canola oil, seeds, ice cream, fast food, whole milk, packaged snacks, avocado, lard, nut butter, palm oil, olive oil, nuts, cheese, coconut oil, and fish. Now, try to identify which ones contain unsaturated fats, which ones contain saturated fats, and which ones contain trans fats. And so now I'm going to show you the kind of fat that these foods contain. So how did you do? Did you identify the foods correctly? If you didn't identify the foods correctly, then I invite you to do more research and learn a little bit more about the different kinds of fats that are found in food. So now let's move on to our recipes. We're going to start by making a delicious tuna salad with a dressing that is jam-packed with healthy fats. And after that, we are going to be making hummus. So stay with me so I can show you how to make these recipes. Welcome back to our recipe portion of our talk today on fats. We are going to start with our tuna salad. And before we get started, I just want to remind you that it's important that after you gather your ingredients and before you start cooking, to make sure that you wash your hands. So let's go ahead and start by going over the ingredients. Let me tell you first the ingredients that are going to go into the dressing. We have olive oil, we have vinegar, Dijon mustard, honey, the juice of 1 lime, and dill. And for the salad, we have marinated artichokes, and these are marinated in canola oil. We have 2 jalapenos. We have tuna, and this one was in water and it has been drained. We have oregano, pepper, salt, and parsley. We have lettuce and tomato. And then we also have a shallot and an avocado. Now this recipe is very easy to prepare. We are just going to combine all of our dressing ingredients in a container, and then we are going to chop and place all of our salad ingredients in a bowl, and then we just bring the two together, the dressing and the salad. Let me show you how that is done. So now we move on to our second recipe. We are going to be making hummus. And making hummus is very simple. All we need to do is mix all of our ingredients in a food processor. So let me tell you what the ingredients are for the hummus. We have chickpeas or garbanzos, tahini, which is a sesame paste, lemon juice, olive oil, roasted red peppers, cumin, fresh garlic, And we're also going to be using 2 or 3 tablespoons of the liquid in which the garbanzos came. And to serve, we have carrots, and we also have pita chips. And basically what we are going to do is first we are going to blend the tahini with the lemon juice. We're going to blend that for about a minute to let them really incorporate and blend together. And then we just add all of our other ingredients except the carrots and the pita chips. So let me show you how that's done. And so with that, we've reached the end of today's discussion on fats. Remember to try and include foods that contain healthy fats in your diet as much as possible. Thank you so much for joining me. We look forward to seeing you virtually again next week and at one of our resource centers as soon as we can. Until then, stay active, healthy, and informed.